Well, the winter so far has been a wild ride, from rain and 50s on New Year's Day to a late January blizzard and temperatures hitting 70 just last week.
So what might the spring ahead have in store for us? Meteorologist Ryan Breton takes a look at the Fox 61 spring weather outlook.
March is here, and you may be asking, are we there yet? Can we put the shovels away? But you know better. We live in New England. That said, we are already into meteorological spring. There are two definitions for our seasons. In the weather world, we determine it by the temperature cycles. But in the astronomical world, it's determined by the position of the sun. And astronomical spring doesn't begin for a little while longer. That starts on March 20th. It's the date when the sun's rays are directly over the equator. And then we are into astronomical spring. That will last until the summer solstice on June 21st, when the northern hemisphere is tilted at its closest point toward the sun. And during this period, the weather changes in a big way. It is a season of transition and change, and it often starts with snow. In fact, in the month of March, the last inch of snow falls at the shoreline, typically on March 11th in Bridgeport. Inland at Bradley International Airport, the last inch of snow on average is March 23rd. But with the snap of a finger, the weather can often change during this season. In fact, the first 90-degree day of the year happens on average May 17th at Bradley International Airport. But at the shoreline, colder Long Island Sound usually prevents the peak heat from happening until summertime. Either way, though, the trend is definitely up through this season. The average high goes from 42 on March 1st to 60 by the middle of April on April 15th. And by the end of meteorological spring on May 31st, our average high is in the mid-70s. So what about this season? Well, let's take a look. First, La Niña is lingering. Cooler than average ocean temperatures in the Pacific have been affecting patterns all across North America this winter. Turns out, temperatures have lined up pretty close to what you'd expect in a La Niña winter, exactly what Rachel shared in her winter outlook. What about climate change? All seasons are warming in Connecticut, but spring is actually warming the slowest. So, a sluggish transition from winter to summer is still pretty common here in New England. The spring outlook from the Climate Prediction Center has pretty good odds for above normal temperatures this spring, but that doesn't mean each month will be warm. With La Niña lingering, we expect March to end up near average. We may hit a bit of a speed bump in April, which looks like it may wind up cooler than average. With La Niña easing up in May, we could spring into warmth with temperatures warmer than the May average. And summing it up, May has a chance of putting the whole season over the top, but it doesn't mean each month will be warm. As for precipitation, it's a little cloudier, with the Climate Prediction Center taking no clear stance for New England. So far this year, precipitation has been close to average in the Hartford area. It looks like that trend continues into spring, coming in near the average of 11 inches of precipitation between now and the end of May. So the theme of this spring's outlook is one step forward, two steps backward. It doesn't look like we'll launch into very warm weather consistently anytime soon, but either way, the trend is our friend. Seasonal forecasting is a challenge, and we just give it our best shot when we try it. If you'd like to learn more about what went into this outlook, you can visit our website, fox61.com, or check out our mobile app. I'm meteorologist Ryan Breton, Fox 61 News.